A group of researchers recently discovered a Myristica swamp forest in Kumbrel, Maharashtra, which is protected by the local community. These forests are characterized by trees with large protruding roots jutting out of waterlogged soil, which remains inundated throughout the year. Geographical distribution in Western Ghats, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Meghalaya. Climatic conditions. The formation of these swamps is dependent on abiotic conditions like the shape of the valley between the forested hills, the amount of rainfall a place receives, with an average of 3,000 millimeters, and water availability throughout the year. Myristica swamp tree frog, Mercurana myristica palustris, only reported from a few pockets of the Shenderni and Peppara wildlife sanctuaries in Kerala. District agrometeorology units in India. These were established by the India Meteorological Department, IMD, in 2018 in collaboration with the Indian Council of Agricultural Research. The damos were located within Krishi Vigyan Kendras, KVKs. Nilgiri Mountain Railway History.it is fondly called the Udi toy train of the Nilgiris Railway Company, first chugged up the hills on June 15, 1899. In 2005, the Nilgiri Mountain Railway was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage. Ines Malp and Ines Mulkey. They are two indigenously designed and constructed anti-submarine warfare shallow watercrafts, ASWCWC, built. Constructed by the Cochin Shipyard Limited, CSL. These vessels, known as the Mahe class, will replace the current Abay class ASW corvettes in the Indian Navy. Photoelectric effect. It is a phenomenon where electrons are emitted from a material's surface when it is exposed to light of sufficient frequency. When light photons hit the surface of a material, usually a metal, they transfer their energy to the electrons. If this energy is sufficient, the electrons are emitted from the material. The energy must be greater than the electron's binding energy, known as the work function, for the electron to be ejected from the material's surface. The excess energy from the photon, after overcoming the work function, is converted into the kinetic energy of the ejected electron. A material that can exhibit this phenomenon is said to be photoemissive, and the ejected electrons are called photoelectrons. The effect was discovered in 1887 by the German physicist Heinrich Rudolf Hertz. The photoelectric effect is pivotal in understanding the quantum nature of light, as it reveals that light possesses both wave-like and particle-like properties. Endangered elongated tortoise spotted in Aravallis. The tortoise, found in the Sal deciduous and hilly evergreen forests at IUCN, critically endangered, sites. Appendix 2, WPA, 1972. Schedule 1, mentioned as Sal forest tortoise. Key facts about Pahari Korva tribe. As many as 54 settlements of the Pahari Korva community will be connected through roads in North Chhattisgarh under the Prime Minister Jamin scheme. It is a particularly vulnerable tribal group, PVTG, of Chhattisgarh. The mother tongue of Korva people is the Korva language. This language belongs to the Munda branch of the Austroasiatic language family. They mainly practice a form of subsistence agriculture called Junga Kati. This tribe lives away from modernity by building houses near the forests with very limited resources, but when any member of their family dies in their house, then they abandon that house and migrate from there to some other place and build home again. Kudia Rani is the supreme god of this community. Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyaya Mahabhiyan, PM Janman. It is aimed to improve the socio-economic status of PVTGs by bridging gaps in health, education, and livelihoods. PM Janman focuses on 11 critical interventions for PVTGs. Key facts about Paraguay River. A powerful drought in the Amazon rainforest led to the lowest water levels on the Paraguay River in more than a century. Its headwaters in the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso, within the Brazilian highlands, to its confluence with the Parana River, of which it is the main tributary, just north of Corrientes, Argentina. It runs through Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Argentina. The Pantanal, one of the most pristine and biologically rich environments on the planet, is contained within the upper Paraguay River basin. Pantanal is the world's largest tropical wetland. These empty into the Rio de la Plata estuary at a rate of 2.8 million cubic feet of water per second, an outflow second only to that of the Amazon River. Yellow food dye. Recently, a recent study has demonstrated that tartrazine, a common food dye, can make the skin of living mice temporarily transparent. It is also known as tartrazine and is a synthetic food colorant classified as an azo-dy. It is lemon yellow in color and water-soluble. DCGI has approved new eye drop Presvu for individuals affected by presbyopia. It is an age-related condition in which the eyes gradually lose the ability to focus on nearby objects. How does Presvu work? The active ingredient, chemical compounds in medicines that have an effect on the body, in Presvu is pilocarpine. The compound contracts the iris muscles, which control the size of the pupil and help humans see things clearly, thereby enabling one's eyes to focus better on nearby objects. Presvu uses advanced dynamic buffer technology, essentially a base solution, to adapt to the pH level, a scale used to measure how acidic or basic a substance is. Of tears. Presvu is a prescription-only medicine and its impact is unlikely to last beyond 4 to 6 hours. It should not be used by people who have inflammation of the iris. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Mandan Yojana, PMI, completed 5 years. It is a central sector scheme, launched by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in 2019 to provide old age protection and social security to all landholding small and marginal farmers, SMFs. Key features of PMKMI: minimum assured pension, 3,000 rupees per month after attaining age of 60 years, eligibility. Any SMF aged between 18 and 40 years and having cultivable land up to 2 hectares as per land records of concerned state/UT. Fund manager, Life Insurance Corporation, voluntary and contributory pension scheme. Monthly contribution by farmer ranges between 55 rupees to 200 to pension fund, depending on age of entry into scheme. Matching contribution is made by central government. Family pension. If subscriber dies, spouse shall be entitled to receive only 50% of pension received by subscriber. Provisions for disability. If subscriber becomes disabled before attaining age of 60 years, then spouse shall be entitled to continue with scheme subsequently.